Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is Aloha Joe in our mainland studio saying a happy Aloha Friday to you.
TGIAM, it's Aloha Friday. TGIAM, it's Aloha Friday.
Happy Aloha Friday.
Let's start at the beginning. Tell me how you got started in entertainment.
Oh my God, do we have that much time? I don't know. Entertainment or the website or the
Entertainment. What did you start out doing? What got you, acting?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, you name it, I did it. Yeah, I used to play trumpet in a pit band in a burlesque house, and just all sorts of interesting, weird things like that. Yeah. But acting, yes. Dancing, yes. Singing, yes. Performing in different shows and traveling around. Mm-hmm. Director, choreographer for the Brady Bunch. And traveling here and there, all over the place, playing some neat places. Like before they tore it down, the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Oh man, where the costumes got soaking wet overnight because it was so damp in the theater, things like that. And just crazy things like that. And then ending up here in Hollywood doing writing, producing, game shows, variety shows, things like that. And then that leading to producing television, lots of TV, game shows and stuff. And that lent itself to one day somebody said there's an opening on an FM station, would you be interested? And I had never done any radio. And I said, yeah, try that out. And what the heck? Because I've been doing announcing. I've been announcing a lot of game shows and all that, so it was natural, just did it. And then that became this, which is the Aloha Radio Network, AlohaJoe.com, Aloha Joe. Me. That's eventually down the road. Yeah.
Okay. Did you come from an entertainment family?
No.
Or just decided that was something you wanted to pursue on your own?
Well, my brothers played drums. My brothers were with the Birds and the Turtles and the Odetta and all sorts of stuff like that. And then they played drums in the basement, so you couldn't never hear anything in the house. And that was about the only theatrical side of the family. The rest of it was just something in my brain that said, I want to do this. I don't want to be in St. Louis. I want to do this. And here I am, sitting here with you.
What prompted you to start the Hawaiian Radio Network in Aloha Joe?
Well, I was doing the radio on an FM station in LA, but I wasn't doing much. I was doing about Broadway thing, and an opening came at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and they said, you want to move your show to Saturday morning? And that's not going to work. Nobody wants to hear Broadway music. They barely want to hear it at night, but they barely didn't want to hear it at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. So my wife said, why don't you do a Hawaiian show? 7 words, that's all it took. And I said, that's pretty deep. I could do that. I had 2 albums. I had a Don Ho tape and something from the Manavani Plays Hawaiian. That's what and the first show was really boring, but believe it or not, I actually got an advertiser out of that, and they kept going. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
So boring works, remember that. That was a long time ago. That was 1994, when people were saying, I listened to you on my what? My computer. How do I do that? And little by little, they kind of know. I mean, now today, everybody just understands that you can not only listen on that, but you know that the 3 major car companies now have internet radio in their cars. Subaru, BMW, and the Ford line. And pretty soon, it'll be GM and everybody else will have it. So I'll be everywhere. You can't avoid me. It's that simple.
You mentioned that you choreographed for the Brady Bunch.
Yes,
Tell
I
me
did.
about that.
Yes, I did. I directed them. I choreographed them. We traveled all over the country. Did that show. We rehearsed it at Paramount in Hollywood for a long time, every day. And we toured the country. We toured, we toured some great places, and we toured some out-of-the-way places. And we had fun. We did Knott's Berry Farm, which was a terrific place to work. Knott's Berry Farm, the theater there, which I think now is the Snoopy Theater. At the time, it was the John Wayne Theater. And it was really nice, that theater, beautiful. And then we had a good house, every show. And we did, I forget what we were doing there, maybe 6 a day or something, you know. Yeah, I know. Same in Atlantic City, we're doing 6 a day. After the movie, there's a movie, you're on. There's a movie, you're on. And you sit there all day trying to corral the kids during the movie so that they don't run off different places. Yeah, I know. But I did that. We toured everywhere. Yeah, all over.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me, how is internet radio different from broadcast radio?
In actuality, it's not different. The only thing is, until recently, you were pinned down listening at your computer. But now you're not, because now with BlackBerry and iPhones and Androids, you can hear me. You just click the on-air button and you're listening. You don't even need an app with us. We just put up something so you never need an app. It's become more mobile. In the beginning, it was hard because people, they didn't understand. They didn't get it, and they didn't realize that they could listen to anything on their computer. And now it's a way of life.
Are there any FCC things that you deal with on the internet that you would deal with broadcast?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, yeah, you have to pay ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, all that stuff. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and you have to adhere to certain broadcast regulations, but what I don't have to adhere to is any time. I mean, if I want to go 4 minutes over, 2 minutes under, that's my problem. I don't, nobody's saying you have to take a hard break here or do a commercial. You don't have to know. You can do it yourself. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What are some of the challenges of running a 24/7 radio station?
Staying awake that long. It's very tough. Very tough. No. It's once the automation kicks in, and since now we've been able to automate everything, it's really, I'm talking to you, but I'm on. Mm-hmm. I'm on right now, and I'm on 24 hours a day. The station is running. We now have Aloha Joe TV, which has on-demand programming. So anytime you want to hear today's show, it's available on demand 24 hours a day. And without that automation, though, oh man, in the early days, you had to create playlists all day long. Because you don't want to hear the same junk over and over and over and over and over. So I was making playlists, and then 3 o'clock make another playlist, and 6 o'clock make another. And there was no way to save them. They would just go. So you just had to stack all the stuff and leave, and then, oh my God, I got to get back and then fix it again. Yeah, that was a real pain. But now it's a lot easier, because the world's gotten easier, especially on my end. Yeah. And listening-wise, you try to make it so that you don't hear the same person over and over and over and over singing and all that. And we do have those controls now. And it doesn't have to be instantaneous. I can let it run, and it just does it. That's pretty neat, huh?
That is cool.
Yeah.
So do you make playlists, or do you just have a set of files that the computer runs through when you're doing it?
Right now, I have, let's say, a file called male singers, another one called groups, and I build a playlist that says select one from this group, from that group, from that group, but don't play them every hour, don't play them every 2 hours, play them only every certain amount of time. And it's those little secrets, which I'm not telling you, those little secrets that make our station different from others. My news for you is that I have a brand new station starting. Yep, and you don't even know about it yet. Pacific Jazz. We've been running Pacific Jazz on our station for about, since 2000. About 1 or 2 hours a week I run. Now I've been doing 3 hours a week. And the listenership is strong. The concept of Pacific Jazz is real easy, because when you go to Hawaii, you really don't hear a lot of Hawaiian music. But in bars and restaurants and places, you hear jazz pianists, jazz guitar, a duo, a trio. You hear them all over the place. And they record. But nobody plays their recordings, not even in Hawaii. I know, it's silly. some good groups like the Honolulu Jazz Quartet. Oh man, they are smoking. So you figured, okay, gotta do something with this music. What can I do? And that's why I developed the Pacific Jazz. And PacificJazz.com is the website. Pacific Jazz now will include, because it's not only going to be Hawaiian jazz, it's exotic music from the islands and beyond. So we'll be doing Dave Koz and all your favorites, right, mixed in with Teresa Bright and others that you may or may not be familiar with. Hopefully the jazz audience out there, which is pretty massive, if I can drag them to the set, they'll hear Dave and they'll say, oh yeah, Dave Koz, oh, who's that woman? Teresa Bright. Well, I never heard of her before. Where is she? Blah, blah, blah. And then maybe you never know. You might end up with a brand new listening group, which is the whole point, I think, yeah. So that'll be launching very soon, and I'll tell you when. Yeah.
That's great. You've got a really large audience across the world.
I do. 113 countries this morning. Pretty good.
That's
good. That's not
too
bad.
shabby.
That's not pretty good.
Tell me about your fans and your audience.
Well, a few of them, not many, but maybe 65, 70 of them travel with us to the Hawaii Music Awards each year. It's been growing, and it's a different group of people. 2 or 3 have come for each one, but generally they really have a good time coming to the Music Awards with us. So it's nice to meet them in person and see who they are and what they are. They're from all over the place, Canada and Australia and Mexico and New Mexico and everywhere. All 50 states, people that, I think that the majority of them, they love the islands. They just really like everything about the islands, and they love the music. And since when they're there, now this is the crazy part, they take me along with them when they go. Now on their Blackberries, iPhones, a couple of years ago they were taking the laptops along with them. And they listen to me in their hotel rooms, and they'll send me email. I'm on a balcony right now, just to mess with your brain. I'm overlooking the Maui blah blah blah, and I'm sitting here having breakfast with my wife, but we're listening to you because you can't hear what I play in Hawaii, and that's fun. Oh, that's fun. Oh, it happens all the time. And this morning, where were they? They were listening to me in Alaska. And they were shooting a photo of a mountain in Alaska, saying, we're watching this, but we're listening to you. So it's a wide, diverse audience of all over the place. Yeah. Nice people. Very, very nice people. That's one thing I've noticed. Extremely nice people. So I guess nice people like this kind of music. Must be,
There you go.